Sagittarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for May 25th through the 31st. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Saggy. What do we got for you? Potential helpful energies, the Wheel of Fortune. We got potential changes, but I feel like good changes. Let's see. In the recent past, the Page of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands. All right, kind of looking up to something here, or you're giving me a sense of can wait for something, or more accurate, kind of like when I grow up, I want to do that and that and that, you know. But this is not when you were a kid. This is I use that phrase sometimes. When I grow up, I want to do that. But then there's also a little bit of resistance to that, whatever it is that you're excited about. So I don't know how that works, but okay. In the current situation, the Hangman, the Hierophant, the Moon. Holy crap, these are big energies. I feel like you're in full acceptance of just not knowing, you know, knowing that you don't know, which is quite big. I mean, you're in the present moment a lot. You're very present with things and taking things as they come. And that is actually, when you keep yourself there for a little while, you do exist from that kind of a principle. Like, I don't know what's coming. And I'm comfortable with not knowing what's coming. You know, where most people live in the, oh my God, what's around the corner? Oh my God, I need to know. You know, which normally you would too, but right now you're not in that phase. You're in the phase of, I'm okay with not knowing. Okay, that's deep. That's why you got these major arcanas here. Anyways, in the immediate future, the Sun, the Queen of Cups, the Four of Cups. Interesting, because I see happiness for you here. And I see you feeling it fully. Like really, oh my God, I feel happy. You are giving me a little bit of PS at the end saying something's missing. Something or someone, something's missing. Okay. Let's clarify then. Let me do the Wheel of Fortune. The Page of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups. Holy crap, things are looking good. Like on the surface, I don't think you would feel these energies as much as they're showing up here. Because on the surface, I kind of see you just taking it easy, doing your thing, you know, just going day by day, but like open to pretty much anything and just doing your thing, you know. But energetically speaking, you look pretty darn balanced here. Super nice energies. Your heart is open, your mind is clear. Yeah, I feel like you're bringing good changes without even realizing that you are. Let's do the Page of Wands in the recent past. What is this push against? For the Page of Wands, you get the Seven of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Strength card. That's you standing in your way, basically. It's like, okay, the principle of when I grow up, I want to do this, I want to be that, I want to, you know, so you know what that usually sets an intention, right? I want to do that. And then immediately, right after you say that, I see you just forcefully almost standing in your own way. And then I see you catching yourself. Like, okay, I'm starting to realize the ways in which I'm kind of stopping myself from achieving what it is that I want to achieve. So at some point you figure that one out. Like, okay, it's just me here that's kind of blocking this. And then you get upset with yourself, which is not great. There is the good part of it all is the awareness. You're starting to become aware that you may block yourself from achieving certain things that you feel are good for you. The not so good news is the part in which you get upset with yourself. Hopefully you work through that, because that's not necessarily going to help the situation, you know. It's just going to put you down for nothing. We all stand in our own way. You know, we're not doing it intentionally, but we're doing it. How is being upset with ourselves going to help the situation in any kind of way? Isn't that just going to bring us down? Like, yeah, you're good for nothing. You're just standing in your own way. Why? There's a reason that we stand in our own way, so that we can see it later, so that we can acknowledge it, so that we don't have to do it anymore. You know what I mean? So, for the 9 of Pentacles, you get the 6 of Swords, the Star, the 4 of Pentacles. And just realizing how you got delayed or even canceled in your pursuit of goals, of happiness, of maybe there's something specific there that you're starting to realize that, hey, look at me standing in my own way. What the hell am I doing? And then the realization gets bigger when you realize, okay, the more I want something, the more it's not happening, and the more I'm realizing part of that, if not all of the reasoning for that, is because of me. You know? So this is more like an aha moment, whatever experience this was, that you were indeed trying to pursue something. And the bigger the rejection to it, the bigger also the grab on it. The, hey, I really want for this. It's almost like desperate at some point. Like, I really want for this to happen. Why the fuck is it not? And with that grows the rejection, the part of you that's opposing that. It must have been a limiting belief or something. Maybe something within you told you don't deserve that. You know? Hopefully you caught it in the meanwhile and dealt with it. But for the 7 of Wands, in the recent past, you get the 2 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Or it was a interpretation of something. If it had to do with the person, I think it did. Okay? It's like, okay, at some point they become the forbidden fruit. Something within you is telling you, don't go there. The more you hear that, the more you want to go there, right? And it's not the person you were pursuing, even though that's what you thought in the moment. It's the energy of pure love. It's, I want to share that with them. Because you know they carry that. The problem was, were they functioning from that? You know? Because something within you wouldn't stop you if that was truly good for you. You know what I mean? So maybe you were pursuing the idea of what that was supposed to be. Not necessarily what it was, truly. And if it came out as one of those experiences of who knows what, a shit show or something, then there were a lot of things that the situation may have taught you, you know, this experience. For the Hangman, in the current situation, you get the Sun, the 8 of Swords, the Lovers. Okay, you're kind of trying to figure that one out. For right now, I feel like, again, your intention is just to be present with what is, to find happiness wherever happiness is. And when you are present, you're going to find happiness in the smallest and most surprising places of all, basically in front of you. Even when you're out in nature, something's going to make you happy, whatever, because you're just letting it be what it is. It's showing you what it is. And usually, again, the smallest things bring happiness. Happiness surrounds us all the time. We're not available for it. We're not there to see it because we're busy. We're in the future, in the past, you know. We got stuff to do. We don't have time for happiness. Ironically, looking for happiness. But we're looking in the wrong places because it's right there in front of us. So that's basically what you're experiencing. Now, there's still a little bit of confusion, I would say, in regards to this energy of love that you might have been pursuing all your life. You know, look in the past there. You were pursuing the idea of what that could have been. You know, the potential for that. When in reality, it didn't necessarily align with the potential of what it could have been. So now it's like, I feel like it's starting to click for you that, hey, what am I looking for? Am I looking for a person that holds all of that energy? That, because ultimately, yeah, it's going to show up as a person. But like, am I looking to the person or to the energy of love that resonates with me? You know? So there's still a little bit of a rumble there in your mind about it. So you're still trying to figure it out there. Because I feel like maybe you're trying to open yourself up to that, but you don't know exactly what to open up to. You know, should I stay open to the energy, to the frequency that resonates 100% with my heart? Or should I keep an eye out in case a person shows up? Maybe they carry that frequency, but I'm not going to necessarily see it if I'm not looking in their direction, right? So it's like, again, the blend between the energetical and the material, the mix-up with that, it's kind of running through your mind. So you're still trying to figure it out there. Meanwhile, again, you're trying to be as present as possible, and I feel like it's working out for you. For the Hierophant, you get the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Swords. Interesting, because there's a brand new beginning at play, but you're saying, but I don't want it to look the same as it did before. Like, I want it to be completely different than anything I've ever experienced in my life before. And that's going to be up to you, and I feel like it is going to be different. I feel like every time a brand new beginning is going to show up for someone that's going through, you know, a transformative process, a growth process, it's always going to show up different. The more they progress, the more the frequency shifts, the more it's going to show up and feel very different for you every new step you're taking. Even though it's familiar territory, because I'm sure you've gone through stuff in your life in the past, and then there was a brand new beginning at some point after that, and you took it, and So your point is, yeah, but I wanted to feel different. And it will. It will. Let me do the Moon. I feel like you're stepping into that right now. For the Moon, in the current situation, you get the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands. There's something going on with somebody, though. But it's not obvious. It's not, Is it one of those where whoever this is in your life already? There's energy exchange there for sure. But it's not revealed as what it's supposed to be. Not quite yet. So this could be a friend that has a higher significance for you later on. Not right now. Not right now. It's not supposed to be now. It's not the time for it. But I think whatever energy this is already there. But don't focus on it. When it's not the right timing, it's going to show up covered like that. It's like, nope. I'm not popping out quite yet. Okay. For the Sun in the immediate future, you get the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Judgment card. You're working on something here that is already bringing you happiness. So the end goal of whatever it is you're working on is supposed to bring you happiness. It's already happening as you're working on it. You're still entering a phase of, again, growth, transformation. You've been in that. I'm assuming soon after this experience right here in the past. You've been in that. You never really exited. Once you open that door towards, okay, I want to work on myself, I want to heal, you never really stop. It shows up different, along the way. But you're working on something, it's bringing happiness, and then I see a blast from the past just kind of dropping by to visit. So I don't know exactly what that is. It could be just you feeling, okay, something's pulling me to that experience in my past, and I still have some work to do there, and I still have to, take some lessons from there, and I still have to heal. It could be that someone from your past is coming and knocking at your door, or whatever the fuck they do these days. Text, social media, who the fuck knows? Things like that. Could be that. There's definitely a blast from the past here as you're kind of building on something that kind of builds up this thing. It's not pulling you down or anything. It's just kind of, maybe when you take a break there, they're kind of like, hey, Sagi, what's up? Let me do the Queen of Cups. In the immediate future, you get the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Magician. It does stop you for a little bit because I feel like you're trying to assess what to do about it, what you feel about it. Do you feel anything about it anymore? You know, so you're giving yourself a little bit of time to figure out what this blast from the past is. And the conclusion is, I'm still working on something that builds me up and up and up and up here. I'm busy here. You know, I've got no connection to that anymore, by the looks of it. But I don't know. It's not a set in stone type of conclusion, though. Like, it leaves room for interpretation, for you even. I think you're not as clear about that in terms of, I don't see you shutting it down, like, immediately once you draw this conclusion. Okay. Let's do the Four of Cups in the immediate future, the Hermit, the Page of Wands, the Ten of Cups. It brings back some stuff for you. That's why it's supposed to happen, because there's some unhealed stuff from that experience that's coming back. And it does bring back some stuff for you that I see you just jumping in there and starting to work with it and starting to heal all that. So it's a good opportunity for you to kind of look into something that you didn't necessarily expect to look into or didn't plan to. But because this is coming to knock at your door, not in the physical necessarily, but you know what I mean. It's a good opportunity for healing, and you're taking it. From the universe for you as a final advice, you get the Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands. Interesting. So you do have the openness towards learning from whatever it is you're experiencing. You're not rushing into anything. You're taking it easy. One day at a time, you're doing your thing, and then with the willingness to learn from any experience that comes into your life. There's still quite the resistance to things, though, on your end. There's still a little bit of, I'm not going to learn shit from this experience. Fuck that shit. But then you turn to it and you're like, of course everything has something to teach us, you know? So there's a little bit of struggle there within your own standing in your own way. It's still here. It's not as bad as before. I feel like you're still kind of working on that aspect, but the standing in your own way part is still lingering at times. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.